What's up guys, Justin here for S&S Archery. In today's gear video, we're looking at another HHA Sports sight. Today's gear video, we're going to be looking at the Tetra Max in the tournament edition. Alright guys, so in today's video, we're looking at the Tetra Max tournament edition. If you're a single pin shooter and you don't know much about the HHAs, definitely take a look at the Tetra Max, especially this one here, the tournament edition. You know, 100% made in the USA. The quality of workmanship that goes into these sights is top notch. The Tetra Max tournament edition, the main difference between it and the standard Tetra Max is going to be the dovetail. So here we have a dovetail that's just a little over 6 inches long. It's going to give us a lot of adjustment to where we can fine-tune the scope housing relative to our peep. So you can slide this in and out, make a lot of adjustments. You can be more precise by having it in or out, or easier to get on your pins faster. So a lot of adjustment. What's really cool too is you can take the sight on and off. So say you have a hard case, your bow doesn't fit, you know, with a standard base for transporting, go with the dovetail. This will just instantly slide off. As long as you set it back in one of these original divots here on top, this thing's going to shoot lights out for you. The actual mount itself, this is going to give you the ability to mount a quiver to. So here in the back holes, you can see there, like a tight spot quiver is going to mount to. And if you guys aren't happy with the actual dovetail knob, within your kit, you are going to get a provided set screw. So regardless if you just don't like the dovetail knob or it is running into those arrows, you can take that off, run that set screw directly. It does have a Teflon tip, so it's going to protect the actual dovetail, which is nice. Another thing about this dovetail is it will work in the V3X, that new Matthews bow. So a lot of guys, there's a lot of hype going on with that bow using the bridge lock system, basically running our sight through the middle of the riser. There is a little bit of up and down movement, but once you lock in that Matthews set screw, it holds really tight and nice. You know, this thing is machined aluminum throughout, even the drive system, which makes it very unique. A lot of sights have a polymer or a plastic, but the actual adjustment of this sight is all machined aluminum. So it's very durable and strong. Much like the Spot Hogs, I feel like they're definitely a durable sight. Yet it doesn't look really bulky either. So this is going to finish out great on a 3D bow and definitely be, you know, ready to hunt with as well. This sight comes in at 14 ounces, so relative to the strength of this sight, still remains fairly lightweight. So the Tetra Max is a fully adjustable sliding sight, meaning here in a single pin, I'm able to set this up to say 20 yards and then use my dial, different sight tapes, dial out and shoot upwards to 100 yards. So if you're a guy that really likes to stretch it out on the 3Ds, this is an awesome option. What I did notice with all the HHA sights is how smooth the drive system is, the elevation up and down. You have a brass guide here for your gearing system. So it just creates a very smooth motion, very fast if you need to dial out. What's nice is you can also set the tension within this system. So this is perfect for moving from target to target. You're not locking down that set lock every single time. You can just basically walk up, shoot 30, dial out to 80, shoot, and just keep moving on. So with the Tetra Max, you are going to get some added features that you don't get on the Tetra. One of them being a magnified pointer. So as you're dialing and looking at those yardages, they are going to be bigger within that needle system. For me, I like the standard needle. What's nice about HHA is they're giving you that brass needle. So if you want to run it the traditional way, you can, or you can use that magnified needle. Another thing, when you purchase the Max instead of just the regular Tetra, you're going to get an extra sight wheel. If you're a guy that shoots 2 different arrow setups, whether it's for competition setting and then a hunting arrow, basically you're going to have sight tapes set up on both these wheels. Instead of having to peel off your sight tapes because the ballistics are different, the arrow drop is different, peel them off, try to put them back on there. You can just set this up for your 3D, set this one up for your hunting, and just swap them out with one simple Allen screw. So this is very nice for guys that want to switch a setup. They don't have to mess with those sight tapes. So definitely cool to have within your kit. You are going to get 52 different sight tapes. These sight tapes basically correspond to your arrow speed, so your ballistics of your bow. They're going to be set from 20 to 100 yards. They are waterproof, so this is really nice. You know, we are going to be exposed to rain in the field at some point, so making sure that sticker doesn't come off the wheel of your elevation wheel is very important. Another cool thing that HHA does is they give you 3 test strips and 3 blank strips. So when you're doing the sight in process, you're not boogering up some of the possible, you know, potential sight tapes that you might need. I love that. Just giving you a whole bunch of options, setting this up makes it really simple. So I'll have another video at a later date explaining the sight in process on the HHA sights. New for HHA is this infinite adjust plate. So basically this bracketing system. This plate is going to create more left and right adjustment. So if you're an owner of that Matthews V3X, you're running out of right adjustment, instead of maxing over your actual windage bar, you're able to just flip this bracket over, have all the adjustment needed. Also up front where the base mounts to that bracket is where we're going to have our second axis adjustment. So this is basically leveling our scope housing to our bow. And that adjustment is going to be made right up here on the front plate. As far as that third axis adjustment, very important when you're shooting those long downhill, uphill angled shots. That adjustment can be made here on the dovetail. You have a lock screw, this big Allen to loosen, and then you have a micro adjustment for really fine tuning that pitch in the scope housing. Moving up the front of the sight, we have a toolless windage bar. So this is awesome. I love this. Gonna loosen this, slide it over in big increments till you're close, and then go ahead and use your micro clicks, and it's just gonna ever so slightly bring you over. So definitely a cool setup. Very tight locking system, so I'm not worried that that's gonna come loose as well. As far as the housing, they have some cool technology packed into their housings. With HHA sights, you can control kind of manually how the light is hitting your pin. Simple twist of this housing opens the whole wrap of those fibers. So gathering more light, it's going to help my pin be brighter. So that's a cool system to have. What I really like about their sight ring is the oversized bubble. So when I'm full draw, if I have a small sight bubble, it's really hard to kind of focus on that. I have to bounce my eyes back and forth between the pin, my level, and so forth. But being so oversized really makes it pop. I can pull back, see it fast, and get on target quick. As far as the pins on the Tetra Max, very strong. Machined aluminum as well. Your fiber optic is protected. Not hardly any parts of it are exposed. Even when this is open, these are all covered. So here in the single pin, the colors are going to be green. They're going to be available in a 10 thousandths and a 19 thousandths. This sight is also available in a 4-pin that we do sell. The pin colors are going to be green, red, and those are two available in the 10 thousandths and 19 thousandths. Within all of our sights, we have custom options. If you wanted to change the pin sizes, the colors, you know, we do have a customs tab that you can click on, build out the sight exactly how you want. Just know that your lead times are definitely going to be slower versus one of these stock sights coming right off the shelf. So when you purchase one of these HHA sights, there is a little bit of assembly required. You need to put the housing on the sight body. Very easy to do. Basically up front, you have the bar that fits right on the slide of the rail system. In between that, you have the infinite adjust plate. All I did here was loosen this up to where there's a little bit of daylight coming through this bracket. With that loose, you're just going to take the body of the sight, just make sure the configuration is correct, and slide it right into the pistol part of the sight. Tighten it all down and you're set. So the last thing I'll mention about the HHA sights is, you know, their warranty. If you have anything malfunction with this sight, they're going to 100% guarantee to fix it or replace it. And that's, you know, one of the reasons why we love, you know, supporting USA made companies. So overall, I think the Tetra Max Tournament Edition is a phenomenal sight, kind of the pinnacle of all single pin sights. The added features of the sight wheel, that magnifier, just the options that you have within this sight make it truly one of a kind. If you guys have any questions about the Tetra Max Tournament Edition or anything else on our site, please feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email. We'd be glad to help. If you guys have found this video to be useful in any way, please hit subscribe to follow us along on more gear, hunting, and review videos. Thanks, guys.